I'm Jared Petty for IGN. I'm here with Pavel Michalski.
Yeah, Pavel Michalski from 11-Bit Studios here with This War of Mine, The Little Ones.
So this is IGN's first look at This War of Mine, The Little Ones. Pavel, can you tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here?
So we've released This War of Mine last year to a big critical and commercial success, and since the beginning we're thinking that World of War is something that, tears your emotions apart, and still we wanted to deliver kids to this world to make it complete, a fulfilled world, to show everything as it is, without any false decorations. But we've designed This War of Mine and made it as it's been designed and released, and from then we started to think how to properly bring kids to this universum, because it's very subtle topic, right? You wanna show the war as it is, and you have kids in it, and this is not a atrocity simulator. It's a game showing you how people suffer, what challenges do they face, and since you get attached to the characters a lot in this game, and you will get attached to kids, we had to treat it with a proper respect. So it took us some time. And
for those unfamiliar, This War of Mine simulates ordinary civilians trapped in a war zone, trying to survive.
It shows the other side of war. We used to see war in games as a competition of soldiers, and of course to some point it is, but there's the other side we rather avoid it in games. It's the side real people see it, the real, civilians. Of course soldiers are real too, but my point was regular people like you and me. And here we are in the war-torn city of Pogoren. It's a fictional city with a fictional conflict in the background. We did it on purpose because we didn't want it to add any unnecessary political connotations, because in the end it doesn't matter in what part of world you are in war. It matters that you want to survive.
So this could be a war zone almost anywhere.
Exactly. Even when writing the stories and dialogues, although you may have the Eastern European impression here, and you would be correct, because we've made it to keep the world coherent, but everything else tries to stay universal as possible.
Now in the bottom right corner we have the people here in the house together. Can you tell us who these folks are?
Yes, so they have some biographies. We may take a look, right? Roman, who's trained in combat, one of the very few ones who was actually a soldier before the war, so he knows how to deal with it. We have Christo. We can take a look. We used to live not far from here when the first shelling started. You may also see they have some habits, by the way. So Christo he's an abstinent. He doesn't drink alcohol, and it have influence in further events. We may see it, we may not, depending on how the story will evolve. Further.
So these affect how the characters actually play. Are these characters randomized, or are they designed by you?
No, they are designed by us because we wanted to have certain personalities. Because we figure out that people are really different, right? So some react different to brutal events in the end, and when someone feels for others, he or she is gonna react differently, stronger to any violent events. For example, people who are tough will will stay tough, and people who are selfish will be more focused on taking care about themselves, opposite to people who feel for others and will think how to take care about children, for example.
So you have control over these characters, but only to a limited degree. Their personalities also affect how they're going to react to situations.
Well, so imagine the characters are based on at least the visuals on real people, because these are us and our family members and relatives.
So this is
but their personalities are sort of representation of common personalities in throughout the humankind, I would even say. But what happens next is completely dependent on all your deeds. What you will do will have influence on them.
Now this young lady Iskra, she's one of the children, and the children are the part of this newest version of the game.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are with kids. And let's see, let's begin with talking, for example. Kids behave differently. What we've made in the basic This War of Mine is that we studied memoirs of different people who survived conflicts and to see what were the things that got stuck in their minds as a representation of war as seen by regular people. Meanwhile, I'm searching the shelter with the kids, so I'm gonna grab all the things.
Mm-hmm. So you're playing as an adult at the moment. Now you've talked a lot about in the past about trying to get, make the emotional core of what goes on for ordinary people in war something that's reflected in this game. How does the presence of children change that?
Well, imagine children are completely innocent, right? So first of all, we decided that you cannot send kids for scavenging, because in This War of Mine, the little ones, the game is divided into two cycles. One is a day cycle where you stay in your shelter and you simply, feed your characters, make them feel better, do basic. Oh, let's maybe make her play. Do basic things, and in the night you can send one for scavenging to look for necessities. So we decided the kids cannot do that simply because who would send a kid for a night mission? Right? It's too risky.
Okay.
So they represent a different, let's say, attitude, because you need to take care of someone who's really innocent. And your task is to be a parent in an extreme condition, which is war.
Now, your parents here that are taking care of the child, do you ever have selfish household members that are going to be less apt to take care of the child, or is there a general understanding that the children come first among the characters?
Well, if you, for example, have a character who got some food and you will eat this food, the selfish character may react to this in a sort of bad way, because he's gonna be complaining, feeling worse and worse each day because nobody's taking care of me, right?
So this young lady here, I noticed you had her playing. Does that affect her morale? Does that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a kid is a kid. This is I told a moment ago about the research we have done. So the first thing, I wouldn't even call it a research at this moment. The first thing we remember when we talked to some survivors was, for example, Emir. It's a guy who escaped the siege of Sarajevo as a 9-year-old.
Okay.
With his mother and his older brother. And when the war began, I remember he told me that what I saw was largely a boredom and a tension, because we stood hidden in a basement. It really didn't make any sense to leave the basement. So after some time we got bored with my brother, so we were looking for some way to play, to have fun. So we figure out that despite of war, kids are still kids, right? And the tension was there because you knew that there will be things to come. At some point, for example, the city may be under fire, and then what do you do, right? And they were aware of it. So we figure out that in war, kids are still kids, and they need to have fun. They need to be cheered. They need a father or someone to take care about them.
So they need to be cared for. They need to play. They need, I assume, they desire adult attention as well.
Yeah, from time to time, the kid in this situation, Christo is the father of Iskra, and sooner or later she will start to chase him, and as you can see now, she wants simply to talk. If you don't do that, she will become more and more sad, and simply your task as a father is to take care about the child. This maybe even sound brutal, but if the civilians get attacked in the night, you may go here, she may get wounded as well. So as a father, you will certainly think about, bandages, maybe some medication.
So you, in the original This War of Mine, you have a household of people that are trying to meet their physical needs for food and shelter, and also trying to maintain their emotional condition in the face of something just terrible going on around them, and they're forced to make very difficult moral choices. Do the moral choices change with the addition of children?
Imagine yourself in such situation, and that would be a simple answer, because when you need to take care about some innocent person, that may be your priority simply. And imagine we may not see it on day one, and as you can see, it's the first day of the siege. Okay, I've made some. Just gonna switch here because we may need a shovel. Okay, you
So
may
grabbing
see
that, doing some mechanical work right there. So, for example, if your child is injured, sick, in need of medicine, and you go out scavenging in the night, that may affect the decision making you make about what other people have and your willingness to take it.
Yeah, absolutely, because still you have the child to protect, right?
Yeah.
So in the night, child will always sleep. It's like you may pick other civilians to guard your shelter,
Yeah.
to sleep on the floor, unless you have a bed, and I'm making a wooden bed right now.
So that you have some place to rest.
Let's see if I have resources to. Oh,
Night's
it's
come.
the night. So I didn't make a bed on time, so the child will have to sleep.
Okay.
Now I may pick, say, Krista to go scavenge, or maybe Pavle because he's a fast runner. I may pick Krista to guard, and let's pick Roman to sleep.
So choosing these different roles, gradually people have to have sleep and sleep cycles, and if they don't sleep, what happens to them?
Well, they will become tired, and if it happens for 2-3 nights, they will become exhausted.
Okay. Let's see.
So at some point, you surely need to take care about that and address these problems somehow.
Now, I notice one of the people in the household is Pavi, and you're Pavel. Is there any connection there?
It's a similar name, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Pavle. It's a Pavel in Serbian, I think.
Okay, I was wondering. Are
The character who plays Pavle, this is Kacper, one of the designers of the game.
okay, so I was wondering about that. These people, are these part of the design team then?
Yeah, definitely. We all got scanned in 3D and made ourselves into the game. We've made it on purpose because imagine anonymous 3D models in a game about real people or actors. We figured out that it wouldn't work, so we decided on purpose to scan ourselves to have a feel of real people. So some are fat, some are skinny, some are not that beautiful. Let's say.
What about your children? Who are these? Who are the kids in the game? Are they actors? Or?
No, these are our kids actually. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, Iskra is a daughter of Olaf, our graphics 3D designer. I found food. Food is very valuable. I'm gonna grab all.
Okay. And this is hopefully an empty house, or there might be somebody inside. You never know.
You never know.
Okay.
Well, if you see, let's maybe wait a moment. If you see a red, like you see now, red dots,
Somebody's walking around.
red circles, that means a noise. And you don't know if it's a rat, a dog, or simple a human being. So
Now-
you better be careful.
Now, if you encounter a human being, what can happen?
Well, like in reality, maybe let's see if we have something here. No, not really. Like in reality, someone may be aggressive towards you, and there's not much you can do, right? I'm gonna get this wood. If you see someone neutral, well, there's the space for maybe trading something. Yeah, I have a shovel, it's gonna go faster.
Searching here.
If you meet a friendly person, there's surely a space to do something, and then it's your choice. Okay, if you decide to help someone, you're the good guy, but you will lose maybe a necessity, say food. But it's a sort of karma that may at some day it may reward you, but it may not. It's only your call to do something good and as well to do something evil.
And
I found bandages. These are very valuable, so I'm gonna leave herbs and take the herbal meds.
now you mentioned you said doing something evil, and that's the moral dilemma dimension of this. I wanted to ask you about. So your child is sick, you encounter somebody that may have something you need. Do you have the option to do violence against them and take what you want?
Against kids, pardon
No,
me?
here in a household. Let's say you encounter someone that has something your child needs. Can you steal it from them? Take it from them?
Definitely, and it's your call. You may think, okay, these other people also need stuff, so I'm gonna leave it up to them, or you may steal, or you may even fight for it.
Do you ever encounter households full of children when you're searching around? Will you find a father or a mother defending their child?
On other locations, there are no kids, but kids may come to your shelter and ask for help, for
Ah, okay. I
example.
was wondering about that. Now, I know this
There
is
are
a
some situations when there are entire families, but in these situations, son is also an adult or a daughter.
now. What about I know it's a morbid question to ask, but this is a game about a morbid topic. You mentioned your children being able to become sick. Can your children die from exposure, sickness, violence in this game?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We've been thinking about it from the very beginning. In the meantime, I may, if I have some components, I may even create swing for my for the kid.
Oh, cool.
Let's
Give them something,
maybe
again, boost
do
morale,
it here.
make them happier.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
So,
he's hungry, so maybe let me eat something.
taking care of
And
household necessities of staying alive: food, medicine, warmth, and happiness.
yeah, so basically, like in reality, they may get wounded, they will need bandages. They may get sick. Okay, so she's playing here. Maybe let's go to the swing.
Mm-hmm.
They may be sick, so they will need meds. They may be hungry, so they will need food.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, what's also very important is their morale. So
Right.
when they get sad, they need cheering up, talking to one to another. And here it is.
So, asking that grim question, and you said you've been talking about it since the beginning. When it can the children die of
Yeah,
sickness
so
or
yeah,
violence?
exactly. We thought that since you get to, I miss components to make another bat. Okay, let's see if I have something to make a crowbar, maybe. Not really. So we thought that this is a very subtle topic, and since you get to these characters a lot, there's no point in making this, let's say, an atrocity. So you may lose a kid, yes, that may happen, but then the kids don't die. They may be taken away by Red Cross. There are certain events in the scenario that cause to losing a child. It's just not direct dying.
Okay, so they do. So in the end, you decided not to have the death of children depicted in the game. Instead,
Yes,
they are
yes,
taken by the
exactly.
Red Cross, or something else takes place when they reach a condition that they would not otherwise survive.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's-
We on purpose decided that simply losing a child is painful enough, and we don't need to show death explicitly to make it hitting you. Let's say
yeah,
hard.
to make the emotional impact.
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Pablo, are you a father?
Yes, I am. I have two kids.
How did your fatherhood affect the design of this game? What did being a father bring into this war of mine?
Well, I wasn't exactly in the design team. I was the writer, so some part of dialogues are mine. But there's my daughter in this game. So this is something maybe weird is the most delicate word to say that, because when you see your child in a game and you see her being wounded, it strikes you hard. You stop thinking about it as a game and you think about it as a possible scenario. And it's a tough question. Well, we've made it hoping to be an eye-opening game, and I hope it works this way. To remind people that war may happen anytime and may happen anywhere, and in the end it doesn't matter what's your nationality, what's your religion, what's your attitude, because after all you will have to take care about your family.
What do you want players to take away from this game when they've played this War of Mine and walk away from it? What do you hope they're able to say about the experience?
Well, as I said, we believe it might be eye-opening, so we look at it from two positions. Say, meanwhile, maybe let me make a stove.
So we're cutting ahead a little bit here in the game to show off a little more. And Pavel, what's happening right now?
Yeah, so I just left the shelter. and I definitely need more components because I searched through the entire shelter. I got some wood, I got some nails, some duct tape, but I will definitely need more because there are 4 people in my shelter and I had enough material just to make a stove, a wooden bed, and a metal workshop. So I'll definitely need more. I'm gonna get some. Oh, and meanwhile, you can see a broken toy. I might take it as well and create a toy for the kid in the shelter.
So that's a
I'm
new
gonna do
item
that.
added for the little ones. What about scavenging and crafting seems to be a big part of the game. Now, you mentioned that a lot of this War of Mine was based on journals that you'd read. Is the nighttime scavenging, was that did that idea grow from the accounts that you read, or was that a mechanical decision you guys made?
Can you make a bit more clear point? I'm not
Absolutely.
sure I
My
understand
apologies.
correctly.
What I mean is, did you draw the idea for the evening scavenging from people's real experiences in war, or was this something that was invented by the team for?
No, actually, we've made the research for pretty much every element of the game to stay as true as possible. Of course, there had to be some simplifications or compromises because it needs to be a game. It
Yeah.
needs to have mechanics that keep you engaged in the experience. But everything else was based on the research we've made. So, for example, in Yugoslavia, in Kosovo, people were living hidden during the day because it was too dangerous to leave the hideout,
Right.
and they were scavenging or trading or meeting other people only in the night because they were kept safe from snipers under cover of the night.
Is there a threat from snipers, artillery fire, things like that in this game?
Yes, unfortunately, it may happen.
Okay, and you never really know, just like real war, when it's going to occur?
Yeah, exactly. There are some places like here. When you go through it, you may sooner or later realize, okay, it's relatively safe. But if you encounter places where are more people, you don't know whether they are aggressive or not, and they may attack you. Yes, that may happen.
Okay.
And there are also scenarios with snipers, so you should be careful about it. Okay, what do I have here?
When I was watching earlier, I noticed the little girl that was there in the house was walking over to one of the adults and saying when she grew up she wanted to be a sniper, and he corrected her. That kind of dialogue. How much of that sort of incidental conversational dialogue about the effect of war on a young child's psyche is in this game? I mean, did you cover a lot of that?
A lot, and it's really hard to imagine how many because at the moment there are 100,000 words in the dialogue.
Okay.
To give you an example, that's quite similar to the trilogy of War of the Ring
Right.
by Tolkien. So that's a lot. So there were, including me, 4 writers working on all those dialogue lines. They are heavily dependent on the non-linear approach. So depending on how you perform in the game, different dialogues may pop up.
Where are you headed now? What's happening? You're searching the house still for supplies before
Yeah,
the
but I
sun comes
figure
up.
out I probably need a saw blade to open
Ah,
those things, and I
so
have some food, so I guess yeah, I'm good.
can you go to a second house during the night, or you
Nope,
stick to
you
one?
can see just one
Yeah,
location per night.
and that's it. So have done about all you can here without more tools. Is that a very good haul? Not so much as you'd hope to get this time.
Well, I got some food, which
That's
is
good.
very valuable.
Yeah.
And since this is just the first days of the siege, my character's in pretty good shape and it's all fine, but uh, keep in mind the winter may strike sooner or later, so I will need to burn everything wooden or books down just to have some warm.
So right now you're just trying to
Yeah, and
stockpile.
the night was calm, so it's good. And my people are also in a good shape. Question is what happens when they get sick and so on.
Yep. So she comes up and asks what you're up to, and you found a toy, correct? So will you be able to give that to her, or does that have to be fixed first?
Well, I brought some food, so
That's more
she
important.
can eat
Okay.
something.
She can eat. All right. So I'll help her out there.
Okay, let's see maybe what the other guys can do.
You mentioned earlier that the developers and the developers' children make up all the characters in the game. How many are there altogether?
The basic game had 12 characters,
Uh-huh.
each with different backstory and personality. In the little ones, we added 9 more extra, including kids.
Okay.
So we have 4 children and 5 new adult civilians.
Okay, and you've got one child here, and you say other children may come wandering in. That happens sometimes?
Yeah, that may happen. More children can approach your shelter, ask for help, or even for joining you. And
Now-
it's your call to say yes or no.
That's what I was about to ask. If resources are scarce and you have your own child there, can you turn a child away?
Well, yes, you can. Question is, would you?
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering about that and the
This
repercussions.
guy is very tired. I should definitely send him to sleep.
This is a kind of an abstract question, but I want to try to get this right. Let's say a child comes to the door and you have to make that hard decision. Are there scenario penalties and rewards for that, or is it mostly based on the emotional condition of the story you're telling through playing the game?
Yes, the characters may even suffer a breakdown if you turn down help for someone.
All right.
If they are that kind of guys who feel for others, they may feel very bad about it, including a breakdown.
All right, so the conditions are both narrative and mechanical. I see. All right. Well, when can we expect to see this released on consoles?
So the release date is set up to January the 29th,
And
2016.
we'll be seeing this on.
PS4 and Xbox One.
All right. So, and this is this War of Mine, the little ones. Thank you so very much, Pablo.
Thank you very much as well.
And for everything this War of Mine and all things games, we hope you'll stay with us here at IGN. Bye bye.